PL has undertaken this exciting partnership with us, Vested, to enable all PL clients to invest now into the US stock market directly by opening a brokerage account, making it as simple as possible, as simple as investing in the Indian market, so that investors can now have an access to global markets and a lot more investment opportunities. So we are very excited to work with a brand like PL to offer this to clients across India. The goal for today's session is to just give you a brief of why there should be US investments in our portfolios, what is the way to go about doing it, and some of the key features that Vested enables, so that you can talk about it when you're talking to your clients or answer any queries that they might have already.
Just recently, PL and Vested has partnered with each other, wherein PL is offering US investing to their clients. So directly, आप किसी को Facebook, Amazon, Tesla में invest करना हो, they can do it via PL Vested solution. And before moving to that, we just wanted to touch upon why one should invest in the US. So as you can see, I'm sharing my screen as well. As you can see, in the US, the stock market is very, very developed. And also it constitutes more than 44% of the global equity value. So most of these big companies are listed there. And अगर valuation की बात करें, and if someone wants to create a long-term wealth, nothing better than the US, right? So that is why if you are looking out of India, but India के बाहर invest कर रहे हैं, तो US is a very good option and one should invest in. And coming to the reasons, so first reason, in the last 10 years, I'm sure you would also have realized, rupee has depreciated by more than 39-40%. So that is, so for example, अगर आपने 10 साल पहले US डॉलर लेके रखा था, जिसका रेट अराउंड 40-45 था, एंड 10 साल बाद उसका आज की तारीख में रेट है अप्रोक्सीमेटली 70-75. So automatically आप समझ सकते हो 10-12 साल में that gain is 3-4% on an annual basis. So why not gain on that? Number two, all the biggest brands in the world, such as Coca-Cola, Google, Starbucks, McDonald's, Facebook, all these brands are listed in the US. We are using these brands on a daily basis, but invest karna hota hai, so we never get an option, right? So if you want to invest in these companies, it's available there. Third and a very important reason is एक Nestle India versus Nestle US या PNG India versus PNG International. So आप जो valuation में difference देखोगे, यहाँ पर 30 PE पे trade कर रहा होगा, but US में it's trading at a 10 PE. So that is also something that one can look at. And finally, a very important reason for people who want to send their kids abroad for education, they need to start saving in US dollars, because 10 साल बाद उनको US dollar में ही spend करना है, so why not start saving in US dollar itself, right? So I'm just going to deep dive quickly into these explanations as well. So first, as I mentioned, the depreciation of the rupee in the last 10 years, you can see it has declined over 40% on the right-hand side graph. On the left-hand side, you can see Dow Jones and Sensex का comparison किया last 10 years में. 196% Dow Jones का USD में return है, Sensex का not bad 150%, but in INR. And if you convert this into a single currency, you would see Sensex has a return of just 80% in US dollars, whereas Dow Jones has 196%. So in terms of returns as well, it's not adequate. India market returns when you compare it with the US. So rupee depreciation is something that really kills the return when you convert it into US dollars. Second is one, अपन जो अपना portfolio बनाते हैं इंडिया में, right? So we diversify into different asset classes, we diversify into different industries and time. So all these are catered by more or less the mutual funds, stocks, different companies में invest कर लिया, different bonds में invest कर लिया. But how about geography? We don't do that, right? So when you actually diversify into all these, diversify your portfolio into all these four different domains, only then you achieve the true diversified portfolio. So आज की तारीख में अगर for example the situation is something अगर सिर्फ country specific situation होता है, Corona would not have gone out of China, and Chinese investors would have just stayed with the Chinese portfolios, तो आप सोच सकते हो क्या हालत होती पूरे country economy की, right? So that is why it's necessary to diversify your portfolio as well globally. In the US, it's a very common thing that 15 to 20% of their portfolios are invested in emerging or other developed markets. But in India, it's still not common. So हम लोग ये चाह रहे हैं कि we want to provide access, we want to provide such an opportunity to all the Indian investors. And that's why we have built this platform and we're working with PL in order to give that. And as I mentioned, so investing in the US, at times it can be very expensive when you invest in an Indian MNC compared to the US parent. So for example, if you see on average subsidiaries of US MNCs that are publicly traded in India, they trade at 3x of their price. But उनका भले ही मल्टीपल ज्यादा है तो ऑटोमेटिकली आप बोलोगे कि रिटर्न भी ज्यादा आना चाहिए, बट रिटर्न इतना ज्यादा नहीं आता. There is a very big gap, right? So might as well invest in these very well diversified and well established companies at the holdco level, parent level, rather than one of the subsidiaries. And finally, if someone wants to save for the child's education, or they want to save for the destination wedding, or also for their own travel, they can start saving in US dollars. So ये सारे reasons है why one should invest in the US. अब next questions आपके दिमाग में आएंगे कि regulations क्या है, right? One might have a very cynical mindset on के direct Facebook में invest करना. There might come up there might be questions like these, right? So this is how when we started we faced a lot. So as I was mentioning, as far as the regulatory concerns are, so we are registered with the SEC. We as invested. I'll talk about us in the next few slides. So we are registered with the SEC as an investment advisor. So we have fiduciary duties. हमें हमारे clients के बारे में सोचना ही पड़ता है. We go through regular audits. On the other hand, in India, the only regulation, the only the only challenge that one has to keep in mind is $250,000 का limit. So for example, RBI ने खुद सामने से आके बोला हुआ है कि via LRS, liberalized remittance scheme, one can invest up to $250,000. So under which there is this purpose code as well for international investing. So this is completely legal, legit as per Indian regulations as well as per US regulations. So आपको मैं आगे slides में बताऊंगा how we have created the entire ecosystem which is very safe and secure as well, and we definitely abide by all the regulations in the US as well as India. And finally, one thing for the investors to keep in mind is the tax, right? Whenever someone starts investing in the US, taxation का क्या होगा is the other question that we face a lot. So जब भी आपका KYC होता है, जब भी आप अपना brokerage account खोलते हो US में हमारे साथ PL vested solution के साथ, so we fill out a form with the regulators stating that this investor is not a US resident, so he or she should be taxed in their home country, which is India. So इसलिए आपको कोई भी capital gain taxes applicable नहीं है US में. How will it be taxed India में? India में this would be treated as unlisted equities, wherein short term would be less than 2 years according to the income tax slab. Long term would be more than 2 years, taxed at 20% plus the indexation benefit. All right. Next up, what about dividends? So dividends in the US gets taxed at 25% in the and उसके लिए you can get foreign tax credit in India. So again, we will be there. We'll help simplify the entire tax process as well. We'll provide a statement which computes consolidated capital gains and losses at the end of every fiscal year. So this is also something that we are taking care of. And finally, when I talk about so one of the participants is Vested, right, in PL Vested Solution. So you all know about PL. It has decades of experience in the financial industry in India, and we are working together with PL to offer US investing. So Vested कौन है? So Vested, we started this platform in 2018. We've built an end-to-end ecosystem for US investing. We make sure that एक Indian investor directly Facebook, Amazon, Google, Tesla में invest कर पाए. So we have registered ourselves with the SEC. We have also applied for a registration with SEBI. We are based out of US, headquartered in Silicon Valley, and have offices in Mumbai and Bangalore already. We so इसके पहले भी there were solutions, but they were not very user friendly or as per the local needs and requirements. So कोई Indian tax के हिसाब से नहीं सोचता था या कोई Indian fund transfer process को नहीं solve कर रहा था. But this is where we come in and we are making sure that all these processes, all these requirements are getting solved as well. So we are web as well as mobile friendly platform, and we have a very local customer support team as well to ensure कोई भी query हो किसी भी user को या कोई भी PL network में या PL branches पे, more than happy to assist you there. Some of the features, so there's no commission on the platform, meaning whenever someone trades, there's zero commissions, zero brokerages. So if someone buys or sells, we do not charge anything. For the PL clients, we don't have any account opening fees. There is no other hidden charges as well. So it's a very neat, simple and clean platform that we've built. We have fractional investing का capability. So for example, किसी को $2,000 के Amazon के stock में invest करना हो, but since वो अपने आप में ही कुछ 1.5 lakh rupees हो जाता है, and if someone wants to diversify the portfolio of let's say 5 lakh or 10 lakh rupees, so एक Amazon का share ही automatically is 15% or more than that of the portfolio, right? So what we have done is we have come up with a technology wherein one can invest even less than one share. So 0.1 share is also possible. 0.0001 share is also possible. So we work with a broker, Dry Wealth, which has this technology, and we are passing it on to Indian investors as well. So the third important thing that we've launched is are our curated portfolios or vests that we call. So हमने जब launch किया था, we realized that सिर्फ access नहीं देना था Indian investors को. We also wanted to handhold them. कहाँ invest करें, कैसे करें. So we wanted them to understand and make sure that they are investing in the right manner, right? So we created curated portfolios based on different themes and strategies. Again, I'll deep dive on these vests in later slides, so we can talk about it there as well. And we are very safe and secure. We have state-of-the-art encryption. We're a fintech company, so tech is always one of the focus areas for us. We have an in-house tech team. We help with tax tracking as mentioned, and also funding mein. So when it comes to funding, we have partnered with multiple banks. So as per RBI, ये वाला process में you need to submit an A2 and a declaration form in a wet signature. मतलब खुद sign करके investor को जाना पड़ता है branch. But what we have done is we have partnered with multiple banks to make sure that ये process और simplify हो जाए. So for example, again मैं आपको walk through दूंगा हमारा dashboard का, हमारे platform का. वहाँ पर आपको वापस समझाऊंगा कि ICICI online है, HDFC में we have pickup services, Axis में we have pickup services. So major of the banks we have covered it already. So this is all that you get when we launch this for our PL investors as well. So what I'll do is in this section we'll talk about a very simple KYC onboarding process as well as how we have built this ecosystem in all together, right? So I'll just walk you through the dashboard. I'll just reshare my screen with. Sorry, yeah. So I hope you can see the screen as well. When we talk about the onboarding, so this is the landing page that we've built for PL. So this is pl.vested.co.in. You have to go there. आपको यहाँ पर details दिख जाएगी PL की vested के बारे में and the partnership that we've done, the pricing, features. So यहाँ जाके when you select start investing, it will take you to PL आपके PL की website पे, wherein you have to enter your own ID, PL India ID and password. So once you enter that, you will be directed to pl.vested.co.in, which is again co-branded platform जो PL का and Vested का. ठीक है. So what I'll do, last time when we had this, we went through the KYC. So KYC rather I was thinking आपको इस बार मैं slides के through बता दूंगा. I would just walk you through my own account which is funded as well. तो आपको एक trade भी place करके बता दूंगा and how to transfer the funds. Both these topics I'll cover. So for example, this is my platform. So just refresh it as well. Yeah. So once you log in with your address, with your login credentials, you can see your dashboard. So this is my portfolio overview. On the left side, this is the graph. So I invested around $745. Currently, investment is around $766. So it's up 2.86%. This is last 6 months ka performance. If you see my portfolio here on the right hand side, this is the portfolio that I hold. Amazon, Microsoft. Here, if you can just see, check करना कि कैसे fractional investing possible. 0.43 of an ETF, या 0.199 of Berkshire Hathaway, and so this is a dashboard. Quickly, I'll just walk you through how to transfer funds. Right? तो समझो आपने KYC कर लिया, pl.vested.co.in पे गए, आपने वहां से KYC कर लिया. It's a very short and then completely online process. It'll take 2 to 3 minutes. वो कर दिया. एक दिन हमारे end से लगता है to approve, to get the account approved. If you do it, then you can see a screen like this, wherein you just have to select transfer funds. You can do it via domestic bank, matlab Indian bank account, international bank. So for NRIs, we have this feature that NRIs can fund it even from an international bank account. In fact, not only NRIs. So कोई Indian है, उसका US में पैसा पड़ा है, US बैंक में है, so they can also use this method to transfer from their US bank account. But majorly, I'm sure we'll be getting more and more clients for domestic bank. So I'll just walk you through that process. So when you select transfer funds, domestic bank, you'd see a list of these banks. तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आप इसी बैंक से कर सकते हो. इनके साथ हमारी partnerships है, and we have the forms available. So for example, if you click on ICICI, we have online funding. पूरा process online ICICI bank के through, so you don't even have to take a print or sign anywhere. With HDFC Bank, when you click it, automatically you can select Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, and others. So Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, we have pickup services available. In other cities, we can again start as per the requirement and demand for the PL employees, PL clients as well. So for example, let's say if we click Mumbai, so what will happen is automatically वो investor को उनके email address पे A2 form and declaration form पहुंच जाता है pre-filled. They just have to sign it, mention the amount, and we'll schedule a pickup. So हमारा representative in that city will go and pick up the form and submit it to the branch. Automatically, branch will process it. So we have broken down the process to that level, wherein एक pin code cover कर दिया है at least in the major cities, Bombay, Bangalore, Delhi, and we are more than happy to roll it out for other cities as well. So this is for HDFC. Similar services for Axis, all India presence hai. Yes Bank, all India presence hai. So I think these 4 automatically covers most of the clients. इसके अलावा अगर कोटक, PNB, SBI, BOB, इनके साथ भी the forms are readily available. It's so that the client might have to call their RMs or go to the branch in person. So that is how you transfer your funds as well. If anyone has any doubt, you can ask the queries now or at the end. Both the options are there. Coming to, what I'll do is now I'll just place a trade. So for example, let's say if someone wants to invest in Amazon, I just type Amazon, click here, and I'll place a buy order. So I want to do a market order, and I want to do, let's say, $0.4. That's it. Cost market price is 1920. आप देख सकते हो मैं 0.4 का place कर order, which is 0.000020833. I'll just review the order and it'll ask me for the confirmation, and I'll just say yes. Automatically take me to the dashboard. आपको यहाँ दिखेगा कि हाँ pending orders में है. As simple as that. अगर आपको cancel करना है वापस order, so you can cancel it. So once the order is executed, you can see it. The next day आपको trade statement भी मिलेगा, which would look like this. So all the details, कितने share का था, trade हुआ था, you can see. For example, Microsoft मैंने last 24th of March को buy किया था, तो bought Microsoft 0.57 quantities इस price पे हुआ. ये trade date T+2 is the settlement date. So we've built a platform which is very clean, very user friendly, and more than happy if you have to answer your queries. ये तो हो गया अपने stocks and ETFs की बात, right? So the portfolios जो मैं आपको समझा रहा था, बता रहा था that we've built after the feedback from our customers. So these are these portfolios. We call it as vests. So if someone wants to, let's say, have a very diversified exposure to US stock market or US as an economy, so one can invest in stocks, commodities, bonds, and golds. So for example, I'll just walk you through one of these vests quickly. So if you see this vest, this portfolio automatically allocates your funds into gold, commodities, bonds, and ETFs, bonds and stocks. So all these 4 asset classes are covered with one click. So ये allocations, we have come up with the allocations, हमारी research the team ने बनाई है, and plus this is inspired by Ray Dalio. So for example, the market is not very turbulent during this time, right? So it is better to have a very diversified and a diversified exposure at these times, so that risk volatility come out. So as you can see, ये blue वाला graph जो देख रहे हो ना आप, वो West का है, red वाला है S&P 500 का. So the reason why you saw my portfolio in green, because मैं अभी तक West में ही hold कर रहा था इसमें, wherein bonds performed really well and stocks did not perform well. So automatically आप यहाँ देख सकते हो bonds का 46 plus 15, 71% were into bonds. So yeah, that went up, and I just recently moved from this portfolio to stocks. So that is the reason you can see even during these times portfolio is still in green. So that is about these vests. So now what we have done, we've launched more than 1,000 stocks and ETFs on the platform. You can see we have bucketed them into different categories and themes. So यहाँ पर आपको top movers दिखेंगे. ये recommended as per your risk profile. यहाँ पर आप different sectors में हमने bucket किया हुआ है. So for example, consumer staples, energy, different themes, AI, cannabis, or cloud computing, different geography. So if I select US, you would see all the companies listed or working or operating in the US.
Is there any lock-in duration for the portfolio?
There's no lock-in duration. So आपने आज buy किया and you want to sell it after a week, that's fine. You want to sell it after a day, that is also fine. Yes.
Okay.
So for example, if I click on US and I can see all these companies listed there, I click on Microsoft, I can buy Microsoft there from here. It's a very self-explanatory as well, the platform. But again, we're more than happy to take any queries if you have. That's about the platform. I'll just quickly again go back to the presentation. Yeah. Yes. Yes, guys, I hope you can see my screen. Coming back to the presentation, when we start or whenever a client or investor starts their onboarding process, they have to start with pl.vested.co.in. Automatically, a client PL को map हो जाएगा, and they can use their PL के credentials, as I mentioned. उसके बाद pl.vested.co.in वहाँ पर redirect हो जाएंगे वो, ठीक है, PL Vested Solution पे. वहाँ पर KYC process that we have in currently is an ID proof and one address proof, which takes around 2 to 3 minutes, I think, to complete, which is completely online. and we make sure that आपका KYC या account approve हो जाए 1 से 2 business day में. So that is how fast we are. So 1 से 2 business day में आपका account approve हो गया. एक second ना. Yeah, it's better. So once your account is approved, next step always is to fund your account, right? So for example, जैसे आप इंडिया में भी आपका PL का अकाउंट आपने खुलवाया है, equity account खोला, just consider it as an equity account. आपने एक equity account खोला, next step किसी को Reliance के shares खरीदने, you'll have to ask them to send a check to you or NEFT, right? Similarly, you'll have to transfer your funds to the brokerage account that you have opened. So you'll have to instruct your bank to transfer this. So let's say you want to do 10 lakh का remittance, या आपके client को 10 lakh का remittance करना है, तो आपको बैंक को वो अपने बैंक को बोलेगा कि 10 lakh का remittance करना है, they'll convert it into dollars and send it to the US. This is where I was talking about the partnerships when I was showing you the dashboard. So ICICI, HDFC, Axis, we work with all these players already and streamline this process. So आपको जितना हो सके आपको smoothen and simplify करके ही ये process मिल रहा है. नेक्स्ट स्टेप जैसे ही आपने ट्रांसफर कर दिया 1 to 2 बिजनेस डेज में वो रिफ्लेक्ट हो जाता है आपके प्लेटफॉर्म पे. वो वहां पर आपके डैशबोर्ड पे कैश आ जाएगा. उस कैश से यू कैन इन्वेस्ट इनटू सिक्योरिटीज, स्टॉक्स, ETFs, or even vests, the portfolios that I was talking about. And once you invest, after a year, you'd need your help with the taxes as well, right? So we provide capital gains consolidated statement as well as foreign tax credit, certain documents that are required. So that is also taken care of by PL vested solution. Finally, if you want to withdraw the funds, this is also something that we've worked and we are still working really hard. So we assist you in this process. Currently, it takes 1 to 3 business days. We're trying to get this time and the process even more streamlined. So we'll help you out in the withdrawal as well. You just need to make sure आप जिस नाम से ट्रांसफर कर रहे हो उसी नाम का ब्रोकरेज अकाउंट होना चाहिए. जिस नाम का ब्रोकरेज अकाउंट है उसी नाम पे वापस से आपको विथड्रॉ करना है जो बैंक अकाउंट है. So that everyone complies to anti-money laundering laws, AML laws. That's it. One very important thing that we should discuss about is how safe and secure the entire process, the entire ecosystem is, right? As you can see, Vested, we are at the center of this. So we have been working really, really hard since many, many months now. We work with Prabhudas Lilladher and their investors and their clients in India. We are ourselves registered with the SEC. तो हमारी खुद की जैसे मैंने बताया था audits and fiduciary duties है client के प्रति. So we also have partnered with Drywealth, which in turn also is registered with the SEC. They are a broker dealer there. They work with players in 10 plus countries. They have more than 2 million accounts. So it's a very big player there. They have custodian services or they have outsourced their custodianship to Citibank. तो इसका मतलब जो भी client के assets है, they are very much safeguarded with Citibank. So that gives more comfort. And on top of it, still if Drywealth is going out of business or they are involved in certain activities which they shouldn't, all the accounts opened or all the investment accounts opened by Drywealth are insured by SIPC. So SIPC क्या है? SIPC is a non-profit organization in the US. जिसका जो भी member हो, so for example, Drywealth is a member of SIPC. Each and every account opened by Drywealth is insured up to $500,000. So इसका मतलब PL के client जो भी हमारे through brokerage account खोल रहा है US में, उनको एक $500,000 का insurance है ही. If worst case scenario आता है तो. But that is very, very rare, guys. Last it happened in 2008-9 वाला crisis and 2012 में. But again, उसमें भी SIPC नहीं आया था. उसमें automatically regulators ने ही solve कर दिया. So this is something a very rare situation, but still, so the entire ecosystem, as you can see, is pretty safe, and we've been working really, really hard to make it even more secure. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. So next step, next portion is the vests or the pre-built portfolios that I was talking about. I'll just quickly run through these slides because we've already discussed about it. So when we started or when we launched the platform, we realized there were a lot of feedbacks on where to invest. So this is something that we were not very actively solving then. तो उसके बाद हमें समझ आया कि हाँ ठीक है, we should build certain advisory piece. So first step is this: we build thematic as well as strategic portfolios. So for example, in thematic, you can see if someone wants to invest in a very tech focused portfolio, so we have a software as a service. If someone wants to invest in a very strategic and a very well diversified portfolio, we have all weather. So जैसे मैंने all weather की आपको बात कर रहा था मैं डैशबोर्ड पे भी, so we have gold, commodities, bonds and stocks, all चारों asset classes में वो divide करता है. It is inspired by Ray Dalio, one of the biggest hedge fund managers in the world, and we have built a portfolio on his on his theory as well. So this is that. But on the additional, next step क्या कर सकता है? So this is very exclusive for only PL clients. So आप ही भी ये थोड़ा सा ध्यान समझेगा. So we have vests, right? So किसी client को समझना है कि कहाँ invest करना, you can definitely ask or guide them towards vest. But on the other hand, what we are doing with PL for PL clients is we are exclusively building these portfolios for them. So wherein आपका जो भी investor होगा, he or she can be bucketed into either a low risk, medium risk or high risk investor. So we will help the PLRM or the PL branch or the anyone in the PL network के कौन से questions पूछ के they can ascertain the clients. जैसे ही वो आपने समझो for example एक 60s में है, he wants to retire soon, so he wants to invest in a very low risk portfolio. So we ascertain that के low risk है, so automatically that amount gets invested in ETFs, very high liquid ETFs of again multiple asset classes. इसीलिए इसका नाम ही multiple या multi asset classes portfolios है. So this is something वो कोई दूसरे directly जो vested platform पे आएगा उसको available नहीं है. This is only available for PL clients. So this is where PL का decades of experience and vested का UX expertise can come together, and we can solve the very big problem in India currently, which is of global diversification. So one should just whoever wants to invest for a longer term, this is we think was the adequate and right solution as well. So I think that is about it from our end. We have 20 odd minutes, so we're more than happy to take any questions. I'll just stop the screen sharing so that I can take a look at the notes on the chat screen. Yeah, I think we have around 38 chats.
Okay. I think Bharat, you'll have to go for it because I can't see most of the questions.
Sure, yeah, I'll just start. The first question is, let me see, a lot of it were in the beginning, no audio. All right. So one of the question is SEC. So SEC is USA's SEBI. You can literally an analogy can be that US में जो इंडिया में SEBI है वो US में counterpart is SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission. The next is every time you need to sign or it's one time. Arun, can you expand on that?
I think he meant related to banking. So if you want to transfer funds, मतलब HDFC या Axis या कोई और बैंक से except for ICICI करना होगा तो वो फॉर्म सबमिट करने का प्रोसेस है अभी तक. ICICI से करते हैं तो completely online process है ये. तो but we'll help facilitate that process whenever the fund transfer needs to be done. The recommendation is कि बार बार ट्रांसफर करने से बजाय एक बार जो इन्वेस्टमेंट अमाउंट है वो ट्रांसफर कर दे, फिर 1 या 2 महीने बाद वापस ट्रांसफर कर.
Yes. So next question is, what is the investment size? So again, on this platform, the solution that we've rolled out, there's no minimal investment required. But even for trial purposes, I think we've discussed with PL team as well. I think around $1,000, couple of $1,000 at least would make sense because there are certain charges levied by the banks as well. So yeah, there's no minimum from our end, but yeah, for the client, it should make sense too. Is the stocks restricted to the US or can we invest across the world? So it's a very good question. So as I mentioned, as we were discussing, US covers most of the, at least more than 44-45% of the market cap in the world. And also why US? We have multiple ETFs, let's say investing in China, investing in Vietnam, in developed markets, in emerging markets. So I think via US, one can get the flavor of the entire world. And in terms of adding new markets or new geographies, so this is something that would be there in the longer term. But for now, I think we're restrictive to US only. Yeah. Can we sell intraday? So when we talk about intraday, this is a wealth platform that we've built. This is for long-term investing. So most of the times, when we talk about intraday in India, at least it means trading on leverage and buying and squaring it off the same day. So this is not ideally that's something that we promote, but with the settled cash, one can definitely buy and sell the same day, if that is the only question. But there is no margin on it, and ultimately, one's focus should be for a longer term investing. Yeah, I think Sandeep is asking what will be the benefit for sub broker. I think that was something that Piyush or Sandeep, Raichurya, if you want to take that up. I think PL team would be in a better position to answer this. Yeah, I'm sure I'll pass this question to them. Can we invest in an ETF? Yes, we have multiple ETFs on our platform. You can definitely invest in all these ETFs. Yeah. Can KYC be filled by client online? Yes, the entire KYC process is completely online. It takes around 2 to 3 minutes, as I mentioned. We just need a copy of your PAN card, as well as not copy, actually, we just need a photo of your PAN card and Aadhaar card and certain questions, since we are also an SEC registered investment advisor. So yeah, it takes a couple of minutes. Madhu is asking how the settlement works. So in the US also, we follow a T+2 day rule. So yeah, it takes a couple of days at least to settle the trade. Yeah. Shiv Kumar, again, the same question, what will be benefit to sub broker? This is something that I think Sandeep and Piyush and Siddharth, these guys can take it up. What is the conversion rate for INR to USD? A very good question, valid question, Neil. So this is where the banks play a very important role, and that's why we are partnering with many of these banks. So whenever someone does a transaction via HDFC, via Vested, so for example, if you do a pickup via us, so we have partnered with a bank wherein you get the best rates. So bank के पास आप इंस्ट्रक्शन दोगे कि भाई 10 लाख आपको भेजना है, तो ऑटोमेटिकली 10 लाख जब वो कन्वर्ट करेंगे डॉलर्स में, they will charge something. So we can make sure that the charges are as low as possible, but still, yeah, it is also dependent on the relationship with the bank. So हर investor का एक relationship होता है बैंक के साथ. For example, कोटक में बड़ा client हो, so they can also talk to their RMs and get this rate down. But conversion rate is dependent on is change or is very dynamic, changes on a daily basis. Amazon buy quantity 0.4 means. So we have fractional investing possible on the platform, wherein आप पूरा का पूरा शेयर खरीदना जरूरी नहीं है. You can only buy 0.1 or 0.2 of a share and still get proportionate dividends, proportionate voting rights. So all this is very common in the US. तो आप बाय कर सकते हो. इसी वजह से हमारे जो पोर्टफोलियोज है इतने वेल डाइवर्सिफाइड हो सकते हैं इन द US. So for example, in India में Honeywell खरीदना हो, so you have to churn out 30,000, 40,000, whatever the price is of Honeywell, right? Or an MRF. But in the US, you can literally buy just 300 rupees ka bhi. How much margin do we get? Akash, as I mentioned, this is a wealth platform, long-term investing के लिए. This is not very relevant for traders. So we cannot trade on margin, and RBI does not permit Indian investors to trade on margin in outside India. So yeah, Arun, buy same day and sell same day with cash. Yes, you can definitely do it. Can we invest in all stocks in US or there is some restriction? So this is where we come in. So we are an advisor, Praveen. So since we are an advisor, we have limited this universe to 1,000 stocks. So there are 3,000 stocks and listed stocks in the US. We have limited it to 1,000, wherein with our research capabilities and with the most highest volume stocks and most traded stocks, we have come to a list which resonates with the Indian needs and which would be the best for long-term wealth creation. That's why there is this restriction. There's no restriction in terms of the capabilities. We can definitely add, but we would like to expand it slowly. तो पहले 120 कुछ था, अब हमने 1000 करा है. Is there any charges for transfer of funds? Yes, this is banks definitely charge you for the transfer depending on the amount as well as the relationship, as I discussed. Can we trade in Dow futures? No. So any type of margin trading, speculative trading is not allowed per RBI. So we cannot trade in Dow futures. Fund transfer charges, as I mentioned. So for example, I'll just take a case in now since there are so many questions. अगर HDFC से आपको transfer करना हो and let's say the amount is $5,000, they will charge 1,000 as the 1,000 rupee as a fixed charge, and they'll charge around 60. So for example, आज का rate 75 चल रहा है, तो 76 पे वो लोग आपको transfer करेंगे plus 1,000 rupees they will charge. So this is a ballpark number. Yeah. I hope you can hear me. Yeah. Can we open an account of NRI residing in US? I think we can open an account of all the NRIs which are not residing in US. So for example, what I mean, US में जो reside कर रहा है, an NRI है, we won't be able to serve them, but anyone who is outside US and an NRI. So Dubai, Singapore, Malaysia, Canada, Europe, we can open an account, but not US. Yeah.
And just to add to that, non-US citizens as well. So non-US residents as well as non-US citizens.
Yes.
Because there are special regulatory permissions required to cater to them.
Yeah. So Madhur, I don't understand PIS mandate for NRI clients. Maybe. Okay. Derivative option, as I mentioned, it's not possible for all these speculative and margin trading. So basically futures and options, commodities directly, it's not permitted by the RBI. आप वो trade नहीं कर सकते. So it's focus करो आप सिर्फ long term investing के हिसाब से. That's so from Singapore, how can I sign the transfer form? Nitin is asking from Singapore, how can I sign the transfer form? So for the Singapore NRI, you can definitely open an account with Vested. It is completely online. For the fund transfer fees, he or she can use the Singapore bank account, or they can also use an Indian bank account, which is ICICI, for example, that is online. So that is a case-to-case basis, Nathan. We can definitely discuss once once we have such clients. So कहाँ पर कैसे करना है? From our team, Renuka is assigned. From your team, Darshana is there, and on top of it, Viram and myself, we are also available. Sandeep and Siddharth, they are also very keenly taking this up. I think we'll definitely assist you whenever such cases come up. But for Singapore NRI, they can definitely sign up and invest as well. Oh, so Madhur has clarified PIS is portfolio investment scheme account is mandated for NRI other than US. Ram, any idea on this?
I think this is for inbound into India. So the foreign portfolio investors. For anybody who's outside of India and wants to invest in the US stock market, it will be a same brokerage account that you would open as an Indian resident or a resident of any other country. Because for inbound investments into the US, unlike India, the US has the same structure that a US resident also follows. So, as far as I understand, there would be no requirement of a PIS account.
Okay. Piyush has replied. So, benefit to sub-brokers, 0.15% of the AUM. So we charge 0.50% to the client, and 0.15% will be passed to the sub-brokers, is what he has confirmed. More details, I think he can definitely talk to you on a different platform, as well as he can send out an email as well, I'm sure. One question we have from Ankit is exchange charges or taxes per lakh on delivery buying. Okay. So Ankit, as I mentioned, if we take an example of HDFC, they would charge around 1,000 fixed for a SWIFT transfer. So this is irrespective of the amount. तो 1,000 रुपये वो लोग वहाँ charge करेंगे, and 1 lakh का जितना भी equivalent dollar amount होगा वो transfer करेंगे. They'll just keep around 1% कुछ charges with themselves. So 70 basis point or 80 basis point is the spread for the bank, and 1,000 rupees as a fixed charge. Exact amount, I would think 1 second. I think we'll have to see. Yeah. Can we invest full amount in one single stock? Yes, you can definitely invest just in one single stock. There is no restriction that you need to buy multiple stocks or ETFs. Ankit is asking, like in India, we have STT, GST, so no charges there. So yes, there are no such charges in the US whenever you're trading there. And even if they are, it's absorbed by us. So the client only pays 0.5% of the AUM invested. That's it. No other charges. Praveen is asking how a client is going to get assurance he's holding the stocks. Example, in India, the client get the TMAT holding. So Praveen, the US, the entire ecosystem or the entire process is a bit different, wherein they work on the custodian model. All these securities are held in the street name. So I'll just break it down for you. जो भी shares आप order place करोगे, Drywealth would buy it, and जो custodian है Citibank की custodianship के ledger में it would be bought by Drywealth. But Drywealth के ledger में it would be apportioned to you, Praveen. So that is how the entire system is. ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ ये PL clients के लिए या Western clients के लिए. आप किसी के भी साथ account होगा या US citizen भी है, US national भी है, उनके साथ भी ऐसा ही होता है. So that is how their functioning is. They think that it is, the US thinks that this is faster and more efficient, and that is why it is held. Yeah. And if they want to confirm, they can definitely log into our brokers platform. Hello. They can see the trades that have been executed. All the trade statements will be available on our platform as well. Plus, I can share with you a couple of links wherein SEC mentions that broker ने जो statement दिया है is more than enough as an evidence for assurance. जैसे आप मांग रहे हो जो ये stocks वही hold कर रहे हैं. So all these things are in place, Praveen. Don't worry. We have been getting these queries a lot, and we have resolved to it. And it's just the way how US functions compared to how India functions. थोड़ा सा वहाँ पर एक disconnect है, but हाँ, that's faster and efficient as per them. For us, trust is always has been an issue. So इसलिए इंडिया में CDSL, NSDL चालू किया था 2000s में SEBI ने, and all the trades, all these shares are held by the individual investors. Is AUM charges of 5.5% annual? Yes, 0.5% is annual, and we deduct 0.5% ka equivalent amount every month. So that is how we've worked on. So client का मतलब 0.5 divided by 12 which is 0.004 something is deducted on a monthly basis. Yes. We need some platform wherein we can put orders on behalf of multiple clients. Yes, so this is the next phase. So basically we are building a dashboard or a portal wherein the RMs or PL branches can also put in orders for on behalf of their clients. Yes. So Viram has shared a very good link, guys. If you want, you can please take a look. एक बार देख लेना वो link फिनरा की custodian model कैसे work करता है, how it is different. Abhishek is asking, over the long term period, client is gaining on portfolio as well as USD INR. Exactly. So Abhishek, that is one of the major reasons why Indians want to invest in the US, right? तो जैसे अब लास्ट 10 दिन की बात कर लेते हैं, लास्ट मंथ की बात कर लेते हैं. डॉलर INR was 72, right? एक डॉलर was 72 rupees and now it has 75, 76 के आसपास टच कर रहा था लास्ट वीक. तो ऑटोमेटिकली वो 4 रुपीज से गैप इज मोर देन 5% एक मंथ में. So that is definitely an added return if you see on an overall basis. So yeah. How can we advise client what to buy? So इसमें again very good question here. So see, advisory comes in. We also realized कि Indian investors को advisory चाहिए कहाँ buy करना, इसलिए हम लोग ने वो launch किया था West जो curated portfolios की बात कर रहा था. Up एक step further, what we have done is we are enabling you or the PL team to go and talk to the clients about US portfolios or US investing. So what we have done, we have created 3 portfolios. आप investor को ये 3 में से एक portfolio पे advise कर सकते हैं, हाँ buy करो. If you're talking about individual stocks, this is something that we don't do yet, and it's a very risky proposition as well. Anyways, वो अपना portfolio का कोई इन्वेस्टर होगा, उसका पोर्टफोलियो समझो होगा 1 करोड़ का, उसको आप 50 to 20 lakhs बोलोगे कि यहाँ पर डाइवर्ट कर दो यूएस में. I don't think it's a very good option to just bet on one stock. So it's better to diversify. But again, it's a call that you as you can take because you know the client better. Right? Again, a very good question about W8 Ben form. So this is something that we fill out when you're doing your KYC. So W8BEN form is the form which states to the US regulators that ये investor is not a US resident and उसको capital gains US में नहीं tax करना है, उसके home country में tax करना है. So that is why आपको US में tax नहीं भरना है, आपको India में tax भरना होगा capital gains का. The list of 1000 stocks which you're catering are on the vested website. Yes, Praveen. So, एक exact list से अच्छा, what we have done, we have bucketed them into different collections. जो आपको मैं बता रहा था, themes हो गई या geography हो गई या sectors हो गए, ऐसे different buckets में हमने डाले हुए हैं. उसके अलावा if you want to search for a particular stock, एक वहाँ पर search bar तो है ही platform पे, you can search and check it out. Can you, on behalf of all clients, negotiate with the banks for some standard-based charges during currency conversions? A very good suggestion, and this is something that we're already working on. आप शुरू तो करिए. I'm sure within few months we'll have a very good and a solid solution to it, so that we can definitely pinpoint a number and say कि भाई आप इतना ही charge लगेगा, तो बैंक से करो. Currently, since RBI regulations are such, we're not able to do it. It's not that we are not trying. But थोड़ा सा RBI regulation, so we are also talking with the RBI for this. Yeah. I think that is about it for now. Thank you, Akash. Yeah. But any other queries, we're always there. You can ask either Piyush, Sandeep, or Siddharth and Darshana from your end, and they will definitely get back to us. There is this email address as well where you can post the queries. It's plvested@plindia.com. वहाँ पर भी आप अगर mention करोगे तो it gets sent to the concerned team and we can take that up. And we'll do a lot of these webinars. So don't worry, अगर कहीं आप miss out हो गए हो So we'll do more and more of these. And the other thing is we have already shared this document or the presentation. So I'm sure आपको भी एक version मिल गया हो नहीं मिला हो तो I'll make sure that you also receive it on your email. Yes, as I mentioned, the everything is getting recorded here. So we'll share that link as well as the entire presentation that we've made. We can also share that with you. Yes, Mr. Raju. In Indian, so Honey Rani is asking in Indian market, which are the US based stocks? So, to be honest, I don't have an answer to this. Viram, anything that you have?
Yeah, so in Indian markets, you have a lot of stocks that are exposed to the American markets. They are exposed to the or have MNC parentage, but there are no direct American stocks listed in Indian markets. Unilever, for example, TCS, Abbott, Pfizer, all these companies have American parentage. So that's the
Perfect. Thank you, Siddharth. So as he mentioned, there are plenty of stocks which are having exposure to the US and also listed in India.
नहीं मीना जी है ना यहाँ पे उनको डिस्कस हो रही थी एक बार हम लोग जब कर रहे थे ना तो सब लोग
I just muted. Sorry guys. Kindly send us the PPT. Yes, we will share a very better version, client friendly version as well. जो आप डायरेक्टली भी भेज सको ये वाला वर्जन शायद इतना अप्रोप्रिएट हो नहीं हो एक बार चेक कर लेंगे बट हाँ we will share it you guys recording link yes definitely we will do it dividend credited to bank or broker ledger so it is credited back to your cash account so yes it is to the broker ledger so for example if a dividend of $10 is received it would be sitting as cash आप वो वापस इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं ADR stocks can we trade in US? So yes, जब मैं आपको बोल रहा था via US you can get exposure to multiple geographies and different companies. So I think ADRs are one of the instruments. So Infosys के ADRs है available. For example, HDFC Bank के है. So yeah, you can invest in those as well. ADRs, but not necessarily via our platform, but via ETFs. Yes. Mr. Raju is asking, is there any subscription charges apart from 0.5% AUM? There is no other charges for the client, so just 0.5%. I think. Thank you so much, Praveen. I think that's about it. We should. So that's. Is there anything else?
Yeah, last few things.
Yeah.
So any doubts whatsoever with respect to the product should be sent on PL Vested. PL Vested ka email ID. plvested@plindia.com. That's the email ID for any kind of doubts whatsoever related to the product. Anything to do with commissions, sharing and charging, that's PLBD. And Vikas Ved will be sending the email of the product presentation once we have the revised PPT ready.
Yeah.
And there's one more question about who will advise the clients on what stocks to buy. As of now, it is the client's discretion completely on what he wants to buy. And there are ready vests available to choose from. Exactly. Currently, we don't have an advisory model where we recommend which stocks to buy and sell directly. Right? Am I right about this, Bharat?
Yes. So as you mentioned, there are advisory portfolios and there are exclusive portfolios that we're building for PL as well. So वो सिर्फ PL के clients के लिए available.
Portfolios रहेगा, but we are not giving stock calls. कि अच्छा buy this tomorrow sell. We are not doing that, right?
Yes, not yet, and I don't think we'll.
We don't want to do that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. All right.
Okay. Any more
Thank you.
questions?
I think
You guys have the relevant email IDs, plvested@plindia.com.
I'll just type it out as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. Can you share more info on dividend for those stocks? Last question, I think. Can you share more information on dividend? So whenever there is a dividend, from a company, automatically it gets credited to your account.
This
It
thing.
should be available as cash.
Can you,
So you can
PLBD
use
का
that
email
cash
ID
as well
वो
to
सब,
invest in any particular
PL
stock.
कुछ BD जहाँ कमीशन शेयरिंग वगैरह वगैरह का सब होता है.
I think that is about it.
पता है ना?
In case you have any further questions, everyone, you can reach out.
नहीं वो आते नहीं. मैं बोल रहा हूँ जनरल सब लोग के लिए शेयरिंग वगैरह के लिए कोई डाउट्स है तो कौन से ईमेल आईडी पे वो लोग भेज सकते हैं? plbd@plindia.com. You are there on PL Vested, no? Okay.
If you can check that,
Ah.
I would say we have to go for another round of coordination.
Fair.
Those whatever coordination we don't need to do.
Ah. Fair, done. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone. I think Siddharth, should we call it a day? Or-
Yes, for
Yeah?
sure.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, everyone, for your time. It was wonderful. And we'll host these very, very regularly and frequently.
Yes, we do. See, right now there is a good opportunity for new clients to, deploy their capital in international markets and create these dollar assets. And we encourage all the partners to actively tell clients to open their accounts quickly, get onboarded, and be ready to deploy funds because such opportunities come, say, once in a decade, if not more.
Exactly.
So people should be ready. And I think this should be a key priority for the next 1 month. At least everybody should target to get at least 50 clients from their side to get onboarded on PL Vested. And we'll keep on doing many more webinars, keep sending emailers, content, marketing content, product presentations, so that you guys can scale this product fast with all your teams.
Yeah. All right. Well said, Siddharth. Yeah, as you mentioned, it's a very good opportunity. And as a matter of fact, we've been receiving more and more inquiries, especially from PL clients as well. So it's a good, good time to start investing in the US and create some dollar assets. All right, guys. I think I'll have to skip to a different call, but it was great having you.
Thank you so much, everybody, for attending this call. And we really hope your doubts are resolved and you have a fairly clear picture on what your next step should be. In case of any doubts whatsoever, please email us at plvest@plindia.com.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.